With the mental health thing now, obviously Broadmoor is for those who don't know. And again, I'm not massive on prison. I don't really know a lot, but obviously I've done a little bit of research. I know Broadmoor is a prison for people suffering mental health. I think is the word like, is it? In fact, am I saying this wrong?
Go on. It's a high secure unit for it's for the criminally insane, isn't it? That's let's be real. You know what I mean? That's what it is. There's 3 high secure hospitals in the country. You know, they're like the top max secure prisons. Like when prisons can't handle someone, that's where they send them. Or if someone's like, it's either full of killers or wrong-uns or just people like the prison can't handle. Like your Charlie Bronsons, your Crays went there, and do you get what I'm sort of saying? All your serial killers go there. It's end of the earth. It's hell on earth. It's end of the line, hell on earth.
Really? So that's how it's looked at. It's pretty much it's hell. And when you say it's hell on earth, you're speaking from experience. What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
There's another guy who come out and many years ago he wrote a book, and Liam knows him. Liam's filmed with him. His name was Roy Shaw, Roy Pretty Boy Shaw. He had the classic fight with Lenny McLean, British history.
He's a bare knuckle boxer? Was he?
Bare knuckle. He had the biggest unlicensed fight with Lenny McLean, the governor. They had like 3 battles. Yeah.
Oh, I think I went down a rabbit hole of watching all those old fights.
Yeah, they had British history, bro. I mean, it's classic. And Roy Shaw, he went to Broadmoor and he wrote a book about it. And I tell everyone, this is Roy Shaw now. And there's a quote what he said about being in Broadmoor. He said, "The nicest thing I can say about Broadmoor is I survived it."
Wow.
And you know what I mean? I support that quote.
Again, I've never been to jail or anything like that.
There's jail and then there's Broadmoor.
Then there's Broadmoor.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, Broadmoor, like, it's end of the line, bro. And like I said to you, I was involved. There's a cover up which will come out on Amazon. Like, will come on Prime. I was involved with a big cover up there. We was getting mistreated. This ain't just me saying it. There's actually a whistleblower staff come out. There's things online saying there was a cover up. We was being mistreated and dual diagnosed. Because people think like the reason I actually got kicked out of there, that there's a reason behind it. I didn't do it for any other reason. It was about what was going on. Sometimes you have to make a stand for right and wrong in life, and what was going on there was wrong at the time. I knew by me taking a stand I was going to get into a lot of trouble, but what was happening at that time was wrong. And do I regret doing what I did in Broadmoor? Absolutely not. I made a big stand. What had to be made. I got punished severely. But it is what it is. And, there's whistleblowers come out from their own staff, and that's all on the internet. If you want to check it, cover up, and that's all out there.
We'll get into that a little bit more. But for people who are a little bit naive to like the prison system and prisons in general, what would you say is the difference between like a normal prison to Broadmoor? Like what's the, apart from obviously the people, your codees or whatever?
Yeah, all right, I'll give you one. I'll give you an example. I've got an example. So I've been in Broadmoor, 3-4 weeks. I got stabbed in hot water. Obviously, the geezer hot water and stabbed me in the back. And do you know why he did that?
Why?
Because he thought I was a zombie.
Wow.
There you go.
Oh, so,
okay. There you go.
So now we're dealing with obviously mentally unstable people who are violent. So it's like so. Can you set the scene? So like obviously, what was the like lockup? What was the bang up? How often were you allowed to kind of communicate with other prisoners? And
it all kind of depends, really. It depends. Like you go on admission, you go there, you start on an admission ward, and you sort of down there take all your shoelace, not like shoelace and that there. You got to remember, people have been killed in Broadmoor, guys. Like the cannibal geezer. What was his name? I used to call him. Oh, I'm sound really bad now. That's how I used to wind him up. I did actually. The cannibal. I used to wind him up, and Peckish Pete I used to call him. His name is Pete. Peckish Pete.
Yeah.
I had a bit of beef with him years ago, and I used to wind back. He killed someone anyway with shoelace on the ward. So you're not on the admission ward. You're not allowed any shoelace because people have been killed before with shoelace. So you go on the admission ward, not have shoelace and all that. You get a lot more staff. You're getting watched. It's just doomy. It's you've got people pacing and you've got people talking. You got him, mate. It's just edgy.
What's like what's the cells like? How they like? I don't know.
It's all like built in, structured, built in. There's nothing like sort of movable. And even like in like a communal area, like this chair, you could pick that chair up in it, Jay. Well, there's no way you're picking the chair up in the Broadmoor communal area, bro. They're like fucking ton, mate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because it's all weapons and that. Even like the TV in the communal area, it's all like boxed off and all that, bro.
That's mad.
Do you get what I'm sort of saying? It's very like it's high risk, bro. You remember, it's and at the same time, it's very patronising as well. Like as I tell people, I never felt equal. Like even now, I still deal, trying to deal with the whole feeling equal thing and that, because when you're put down so much and when you pipe up and that, you remember these guys puts needles in your ass and that, bro. They acrophage you.
So that's what I was going to ask about. So obviously, like they must forcibly try and administer medicine. And things
That's
like
one
that,
of the
right?
main things, especially like with me. I was there for mostly like I was just too problematic for the prison system. So for me, they wanted to medicate me.
Oh, so you didn't actually go straight to Broadmoor. You were actually kicked out of another prison into Broadmoor.
Bro, I got kicked out of about 5 prisons, Jamie, bro.
Was that for your scuffing?
I was just on it. I just did many protests. Obviously, the Winchester roof protest was one of my famous ones. I did the Winchester roof. I've spoke about it, so I can talk about this one because it's already out there.
Okay.
I did the Winchester roof protest. So yeah, that was me.
So what was that? Break that down, cause I don't know.
Well, I was in the seg. They fucked up. Like literally, I was in. I had a beef with a family. Goes back from another prison. Obviously, where I got slashed, and something happened to the other fella. But anyway, I got transferred to Winchester, and I had a bit of a beef. I had a bit of an altercation with his family. And something happens. I was in the segregation, so I used to walk around. Segregation's the block. I don't know if your audience will relate to it. It's like it's like the naughty bit in the prison. So when you're naughty, you go down to the block, and it's like literally 4 walls and a bed, and that's it. And you're locked up 24/7. You might be able to go in a little exercise yard or use your phone like a couple of times a week, but that's it. It's shit, bro. Like it's shit. So anyway, I was walking around in the yard and that, yeah. So you got a yard. It's a bit bigger than this, James. It's a bit bigger than this room. It's and then there's like where your roof is, like a metal mesh, like a big metal rail. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like it's like a cage.
Yeah.
So it's brick and then the top. So it's like a cage, isn't it? So you're walking around and you can see the fresh air up there, yeah. But when you're going out there so long, you notice everything. And they had like workers. They had like workers in that day, and I noticed that there's like when this metal meshing with like what's that thing called? Hose, not drain pipe. When that sort of drain pipe goes like under the sort of like gate bit. I know that's not locked. I thought, no, I'm tripping. So I done like another lap round. I'm walking round, and I'm looking in it because don't forget, there's like a screw. There's a staff sort of like outside, indoors, sort of like keeping an eye. You make sure you're not, doing anything mad every now and then. So I didn't want to be like standing there staring at it, like baiting it. You go, what the fuck are you looking? You know what I mean? Like, so playing it cool, walk around. I've looked again. Bro, that's open. Like no one's locked. There's no lock on this gate. I'm no way. Like. My adrenaline started going. Like straight away, I've gone into naughty mind, innit? Like, what can I do? I can do something mischievous here, innit? Do you get what I mean? Like, it's either that or I'm going back to a cell for 24 hours a day. Like, this is in June or July, bro. This is in the summer. This is beaming hot. Yeah, like 2010 or something, something like that, or 2011 or something. It's hot. And I'm like, wow, like fucking hell, like, I could do something here. And I thought, do I risk it? If I got that pipe and he clocks me, that's not open. Like, I'm gonna like, you know what I mean? He's gonna like, that's not gonna go down well, isn't it? But yeah, they had workers in that day, and I think they must have fucked up or something because there was no locking. So when I've gone round the second time, I've just gone boom up it, Spider-Man, quick time, bruv, up, popped through. There it was. Went up further up, and I hit the main roof of Winchester Prison.
No,
that was me. Yeah.
So what happens then? Like what happens then? You made it to the roof. Was it kind of a thing? You knew. Like, you weren't climbing that drain pipe to escape, or were you? Or was it?
No, you can't escape. You couldn't escape. You weren't escaping from that
Yeah.
bit. No, there was nothing to escape. It was just, it's hot. They made a mistake, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm taking advantage. There's not a lot to do.
There's nothing you can do with it. It's like, well, do I go back to the cell, or do I go sit on the roof and and you probably get sunburn? Which I did get sunburn as well. Bro. I got fucking.
How long were you up there?
Hours, bro.
Really?
I stayed up there till night time, innit?
No.
Because the alarm started going, Hatchett, man, and all of a sudden they bring in like these special people, like trained people, like professional negotiators, and they bring in these like tactical. I've been playing a bit of Call of Duty recently. Tactical squad. They're not a tactical squad. Not like they're like staff, but especially sort of trained in these sort of like situations. These sort of when these things kicked off. Not all them prisoner staff. All have to do courses to be trained in certain aspects of what happens. So they have to come in. We call them in prison the Mufti team. You might see them with the shields.
I've heard that. Yeah,
that's the terminology for like the they get all the uniform. The Mufti. I don't know why they call them. We just call them the Mufti team, and then they bring in like a professional negotiator and all that lot. And I had this professional negotiator, and he come in and you're talking to him. I did a few protests before, like I've done barricades, I've did obviously alleged other things, and so anyway, like so I know you don't get nothing. They just come in and try and calm you down, talk you down to come down. Oh, bro, I wasn't coming down. I was saying I was up there, I was committed. There's no way I was coming down. So I just thought I'd just talk shit with this negotiator. At least I've got someone to talk to, innit? Like,
could they like they can't creep up behind you and grab you to?
No, because I was so high up. So basically, well, I was sort of so high up, they weren't allowed to come up because it's like it's risk
and safety and
health
all
and
that
safety.
madness,
My life, their life. Do you get what I'm saying? Not like I do anything to them. Like, you know, I ripped all these bricks and that, but I never threw at the staff because I wasn't there. At the end of the day, they was there to do a job. I know I've had altercations with staff in the prison there, but you know they've still got families. And that. There's no one going to sit and throw bricks at them and all that. Like, I could seriously hurt them. They're there to do a job. You know, they're on the other side to me. And they're, do you know what I mean? Like, if I don't like them, I shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? It's one of them, innit? I'm not there. They're there to do a job and that. I've had altercations with them in the past. You know, a bit on both sides. But see, I ripped it all up a little bit because the whole prison, Winchester prison, could see me on this bit of roof. Everyone's shouting my name, bro. I tell you what, I know what it's like to be like a movie star.
Oh, really?
Like,
So that's
they were shouting my name, bro. They were cheering me on and all this, like, do you know what I mean? It's entertaining for them, innit? It's all like, you know what I mean? So I was up there, I was having a bit just chilling out. They got the negotiator, they're down, they're talking. She couldn't start shout and talk, and they was like, "Look, what do you want?" Freedom. You know what I mean? You ain't getting it. Like, so I just chatted shit.
Could you say, like, for instance, say what you want? Could you say, like, I want a McDonald's now?
Yeah. You can ask for whatever you want. You ain't getting shit. You know what I mean? You can ask for whatever you want. You don't get nothing. So anyone who you think about, you do not get nothing. Because I just sort of took the piss. So I said, "Look, I'll tell you what I'll do. You want me to come down?" They said, "Yeah." They said, "What do you want, Mr. Hatchett?" I said, "I'll tell you what. You get me this, I'll definitely come down." They're like, "Okay, what's that?" I said, "If you get me an Elvis Presley impersonator singing Faith by George Michael, I'll come down." That's why I went to fucking Broadmoor, bro.
Oh, really?
That's just one of them many things. When you say things like that, bro, it doesn't look good, does it? Yeah, you know what I mean? So they're like, "What? You're off key." And
what would be like a normal punishment for doing something like what you done?
oh, some segregation, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't get like extra time in your sentence or anything?
Yeah, you did. You could do. Yeah, I think, you know, with the damage and all that. If I just did the roof, maybe not like it. With the damage and I did, you'd probably get extra time. And you know, especially if you start trying to throw bricks at me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot more fucking time, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, next sort of shit. Like, but no, with that. But I was going off key and I was getting mentally unwell in that at the time. Do you know what I'm sort of saying? So
do you find obviously being in prison, and I mean it might be a simple question and it answers itself because obviously prison has stresses. Do you feel like being in prison heightened your, or kind of, I don't know, made your mental health really come to?
Yeah, but I give up. Listen, I come out, you know, and I didn't have anything. I had no dreams. I had no goals. I had no vision. I had no purpose. I didn't have anything. I didn't know what to do with myself in that jail. I got caught up in that bullshit lifestyle. When I was 20, my crimes alone got worse because my networking got worse. Do you get what I'm sort of saying? So the crimes getting heavier, and you know, I was about that. And you know, when I went away and I went away too, I just give up. I just lost hopes. And when I was fighting the system, and it felt like a release. Do you know what I mean? All this sort of chaos was normal to me. Do you know what I mean? I found comfort in all the chaos. When I was up there causing dramas, I was relieved. Do you know what I mean? It was just, it sounds crazy, bro, but it's so true. It was like my therapy. Yeah.
Obviously, you're in a different world. Like people, it's very hard to understand it from the outside until you're in that world. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying.
I just found peace in the chaos. Do you know what I mean? But then, but the things just got sort of worse and worse. And then obviously, you know, there was an escape attempt, but no one that one. But then it was the Broadmoor. But then there was no.
So directly after that incident,
There's a couple things after that. Then it wasn't long. And I'll tell you what, every time I was getting moved, and I said about that song. Every time, literally, bro. Because when you go in like a sweatbox. Like we called it the sweatbox. It's called a prison bus. And they got like a radio station that they have in the front. And do you know what? They used to like play like Heart FM and all that.
Yeah.
Do you know what song used to always come on, bro?
God.
Faith, George Michael.
No way.
Swear down. Every journey. Every fucking journey.
See?
Yeah, I know. It was a sign though, bro, innit? I was going to need all the faith I was going to have, bro, going to Broadmoor, mate. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about that. So obviously, this prison that you're about to enter for the criminally insane, what's going through your mind at these points now, bro?
It's like 21 years old, bro, isn't it? It's like 21. Do you know what I'm sort of saying? And like we all heard I heard the stories and I read the books, you know, the Bronson, the Craze and the serial killers there. You had the proper wrongers there. You know what I mean? Like I knew like obviously I thought, I don't really know what to think, bro. Do you get what I'm sort of saying? Like it's
and your mind, I'd imagine at that time probably wasn't in the
it wasn't in the best. It wasn't in the best as well. Like I said, I was young and when, you know, man's not got no hope or nothing at that sort of age and that, bro, like, I'd given up, man. Do you know what I mean? I stopped talking to family now. It's in life, little family I had and my friends. I'd give up, man. I just absolutely just give up. So it was like, even kind of to the point of not caring. That's the sadness of it, you know. I was just a broken guy, like, I always had a good heart, and I know some of the things that I always has a good heart, but I was always kind of misunderstood, and I misunderstood things myself, and I didn't have any sort of like anything in life. I always felt like a bit an alien. I didn't really know what I was doing myself, and I was just a mess. So when I was going there, it was just sort of like, well, I'm done, innit?
That's mad, bro. That is mad. So obviously being in Broadmoor now and kind of getting used to the surroundings and everything like that. What kind of a person did it turn you into? And obviously you had a few altercations in there because you hold this. In fact, it's probably a good time to talk about it. You hold a kind of a title. I know it's not like the best title ever, but you know what I mean. It's probably stuck. But explain that.
That's saying like I got kicked out, bro. I'm the only person, obviously, since Bronson that got kicked out. But they took him back. They actually wouldn't let me back. They actually took him back once. Oh. It's true, don't they? They actually took him back once. With me, they wouldn't even take me back for one night because I had to do the trial for what happened there. Wow. But yeah, I got found. Well, because they couldn't take me back and that, they acquitted it. But you got there was things on the internet as well coming up with the cover up and that. I was no way I was going guilty, man. I was more than happy to go to court because I knew the papers. Obviously, it'd been in front news of the Sun and all that, like, and I knew they were trying to play it down. But a lot more of that will come out in the future. We've got paperwork and a few things with Amazon and all that. I still got the paperwork, but it was sort of crazy, like going there. Broadmoor was just surreal. It was surreal going there, bro. Did you get on sort of saying? I still remember that journey going there and that, mate. It was just sort of like such a young age as well. I was the youngest one there at that time as well.
You were See, that was another thing. You were 21. I was going to ask you, how old do you have to be? Like, surely, like, there's a cut-off to where you're a young offender, or is it like, for instance, can you be 18 and go Broadmoor?
I should imagine so, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I should imagine. They would have to done something really bad at that age to go there, bro. But at that time, I didn't meet anyone that was younger than me at that time and that. Do you know what I mean? But then when I got to Ashworth, the place I got kicked out of Broadmoor, I started noticing there's a lot of younger people in the end. So I think they are making it more. Do you know what I mean? If people are a bit more lively, maybe it's the generation now, maybe a bit more lively, a bit younger than us. They was getting a bit more. Because when I started it, like 24, 25, 26, I started seeing like a few 23-year-olds. Not so much in Broadmoor, but at Ashworth, maybe up north, a bit more with the mental health. Because they class like personality disorder, is it now? Was it that used to just be prison? So
do you not feel like it could be perhaps a bit like overkill to send someone that young to a prison? Like, I guess obviously they've been assessed and they've been deemed dangerous or whatever to suit the criteria to go to that kind of prison. But like almost like I feel like it's a neglect of power putting such a young guy who's a vulnerable person in such, as you say, hell on earth.
Hell on earth, bro.
Which people know what it, like the system who is sending you there know what it is. To do that seems like a mess up. Like there's got to be better ways of dealing with things like that, no?
100%, bro. But 100%, especially way Broadmoor at the time. I know there's been after what happened. There's been investigations and all that. They have looked into things. There's all things on the internet and that about it. But it is sad. I mean, it is sad that you just send a 21-year-old to them sort of places, obviously prison. But then again, it's sort of like I was in the wrong for doing all the things that I did to go there as well. Do you know what I mean? It is sort of both sides. But you got to remember, 21. I'm not a killer in that. Next thing, bro, I'm sitting there with all these serial killers and these Class A wrong-uns and all that, and then I got stabbed at hot water, and then
That's what I was going to say. Like, how are they like? Obviously, you've come in like the mentally unstable, big grown men. 21. Let's be real. Like we're kind of men, but we ain't.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And people mature at different stages. Like what I mean? How are they treating you?
Well, I was a big 21. I don't know. Have you seen the Broadmoor picture of me?
No.
I only recently put it out. I'll have to show you after.
What we'll do, right? You send it over to me. I'll put it on screen or whatever.
So you'll see it on the screen now. So you look at me now, you think this geezer's done all that. You see this picture, listen, I was like 13.5 stone. Oh, wow, listen, I was just a little musclehead. So I was a bit, quite difficult to handle physically as well. Do you get what I'm sort of saying? So yeah, and I was just a bit of an headache for them, man.
Really? So you were hassling them, kind of thing.
A bit of both. Obviously, everyone knows that obviously I had the thing with the Al Qaeda lads, innit? Obviously. Yeah.
I remember now.
Yeah,
Do you want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So obviously in prison I got severe. Obviously in prison I got attacked. That's why I got the gold teeth. My ribs, my socket got done by a few people. It was for absolutely no reason. But I got a tattoo of Tottenham on my leg.
Are you a Tottenham guy?
Yeah, I'm Tottenham.
Tottenham supporter?
Yeah.
So am I, bro.
Yes!
Do you know what the thing is? Like, people are going to quiz me now on other like...
You're going to lose fans of that, bro.
No, do you know what the thing is? I love Tottenham, yeah?
But I support all the teams. I love all the teams.
I just ain't got time to follow football. But
Yeah.
Tottenham is the team for me.
Yeah, I like
yeah,
Tottenham.
London's
Even though we having
white,
shit
bro.
one at the minute, we love Tottenham. I had Dante Hawkins on. He's a big Spurs, but I don't
Oh,
know
he's
on
sick.
my podcast. Yeah, that was an interesting one. But where was we? I got lost there.
Oh, because of your Tottenham.
So because of that, yeah, it's a bulldog. Obviously, I love boxing. Everyone knows my story. Obviously, but obviously I'm leading up to my boxing, so I love boxing, and it says Tottenham underneath it. So this was about. Liam, what year did all that EDL sort of start? What was it? Was it 2012? We're saying it was about 2012. You had all these geezers going around the balaclavas and all these marches, far right thing. They called themselves an EDL and that at the time and that, yeah. So no one knew that. Who was the lead?
Tommy Robinson.
Tommy. So he was like the leader, but no one knew who this geezer was at the time. It was just all in the papers at the minute. This far right thing and all that. It was all based in Luton. So I don't know about all this shit and that, bro. And then I remember these like extremist guys. So I wasn't like I was in one of the higher secures. I was in so it was at the window, and I remember he was sort of saying, oh, you know, he must have seen me come in the shower and he's seen that tattoo on my leg or whatever. And he's started quizzing me out the window. He's like, where you from, bro? I was like, I'm from Langley in Eastbourne, mate, South Coast. He's like, you sure, bro? Oh, yeah, kind of sure, bro. I'm from, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know where I'm from, yeah. You sure you're not from Luton? Is it Luton, bro? Bro, I'm from the South Coast. I don't know what fucking Luton is, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you fucking, my geography definitely weren't my thing. I don't know about all that, mate. Like, come on. But I didn't really. I think they knew, man. I think in there they just get sort of boredom, mate. I think there was a lot of like all that sort of politics stuff was happening outside. There was a lot of it. And again, I just think they did that out of boredom. But anyway, 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of them come in my cell. I was at the bottom back of my cell writing a letter, which I had to fucking read. It was like one of them long letters as well, like 3 pages.
You nearly finished
and
it.
I had to write all that again like a week later after I come out the hospital and that, bro. I had to rewrite that because it was all like bloody and sky. But anyway, they come in. And they went to work on me. They went to work on me. They did my ribs. And they smashed my teeth out. And they went in on me. Wow. So obviously I still held a grudge in that. You know what I mean? Obviously I was very sore.
Can I stop you and just ask real quick? Like you saying the Al Qaeda guys, what were they like? They were
there was the extremists. They was all there for terror charges. Yeah. So, but there's one guy who didn't come in the cell, but they all seemed to sort of like be up his arse a bit, and his name was Haroon. Now Haroon was. Do you ever remember Hamza the Hook? Yeah. So this Haroon was Hamza the Hook's right hand man. So they was like setting up camps north of the country and all that. He was very like he was, you know, a small dude and all that, but he was very like, you know, very powerful in that extremist extremist world, because they was like setting up camps. He was very high up. I didn't know all this. I don't look all that shit. I don't follow all that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm just a fucking cancel kid from Langley East one. You know what I mean? I don't follow any of that sort of shit. So and then anyway, I was just pissed off. I got attacked. It don't matter who attacked me, bro. It don't matter if it was Muslim, Christian, or whatever. People they got me. I was still sore, and I believed he sort of instigated it for him to do it. So when I went to Broadmoor, Haroon went going to Broadmoor because America was trying to extradite him, because I think they did in the end, but they was trying to extradite him. But Broadmoor, he was playing the mental health, and Broadmoor was holding on to him because, you know, when he was going over to America, I think. What's that place in America? Like Katama Bay.
That's in Cuba. Is that Cuba?
That's where they. That's where they.
They took them from there to there.
That's where they were trying to get him. So obviously he don't want to be going there, bro. Because
it's game over.
Yeah, you can imagine. You can imagine what goes on out there, bro. Like, I wouldn't want to go there, mate. You know what I mean, let's say like. But anyway, I know his lifeline was based in mental health card. So obviously he's gone to Broadmoor. I've then gone to Broadmoor. And I remember him. We wasn't on the same ward as each other, but we would go to the same sports hall together, play cricket. Now I was still very sore about what happened. You remember my teeth, but it was for no reason. It was completely unprovoked. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like I went into all that fucking shit that was going on and that. Like that's not me, man. You know. Like I said, it don't matter who it was. Anyone who sort of tagged me up, I was, you know what I mean. I was going to tag them back. Yeah. And so every week I think I'm gonna do him in it, and obviously when I get the bat, when I get my turn on the cricket bat, I'm gonna weigh him in. But it was like, oh no, you know what? I've just got to Broadmoor. I should just leave it, innit? Like, and then obviously I got badly attacked anyway when I'm not on Broadmoor with the hot water and all that by Matthew Quezada. And so that sort of delayed it anyway. Then sort of after that, I had another occasion or something. Anyway, it goes cricket, and every time I say to myself, oh, do you know what? I should get on with the sentence and I'll just leave it. I'm just going to cause more problems and that. But then I'd see him down there again. I think, no, I'm going to fucking do him. Like, And I just keep get back and forth, and then in the end I decided I was just gonna leave it. And we was playing cricket. Well, do you know how heavy a cricket ball is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, that'll kill a person if it. Yeah.
Bro, so anyway, like we was on the same team. So he's batting. And so the geezer's, I'm not far behind him. He's batting, you get someone behind, innit? No, he's not batting, he's bowling.
Yeah.
So he's bowling, I'm sitting there not far behind him in case the bat anyway. So the geezer's the other geezer he's bowled it to, hit the ball and it's come my way, and I've got this ball man. I don't know what come over me. Haroom's gone, quick, ball, pass the ball. But I bounced it off his head, innit?
Oh, like
yeah,
that.
so I went in. So that caused a lot of aggro for me inside Broadmoor then. That had like a big trigger event.
Did it almost seem like from the outside, but did you give any signs that you didn't like the brother before you actually smacked him with the ball? Because I can imagine if it was like that, then that's going to further make them think you're like.
Yeah, like I kept myself like into sort of Broadmoor and that. Do you know what I mean? There was a couple of lads I sort of mixed with there, but it's a scary place, bro. Do you know what I mean? You got to be on the ball and all that lot. You don't know what these guys and that are thinking and that. Like he didn't know I was probably thinking that. So I had it happen to me. You know, I did it to someone. But obviously, my reason comes back. You know, I didn't just do that for any reason. I done that because in my heart, I know he orchestrated them boys to come in myself for no reason. If I was part of all that shit, I get it, fair enough. That's past the parcel of all that.
You was hurt.
But I didn't cause them any problems, bro. I never got onto them. And you just come in myself and beat. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't just beat up, bro. They went in on me, bro, for literally for no reason. If we had an altercation, there was an argument or something, I get it. All right, that's past the parcel. Bro, I was just there doing my fucking porridge, bro. You know what I mean? I'm already looking at Broadmoor. I've got enough shit going on. And then I come in and get my teeth smashed in, my ribs broke, my socket done.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just my thinking at the time. So I was very sore. And so, you know, and obviously you've got to remember, like, the size of me at that time and that as well. It did, Haroom, it didn't work out for him in the end. You know what I mean? Karma got him back. So.